All right, guys. Today we got Omni-Man versus Vilgax. Or can Omni-Man stop Vilgax? And yeah, I had to look at this a couple of times, and I realized that some of these versions of Vilgax were absolutely overkill for even. Dear God, I could even use Show Omni-Man against any version of Vilgax except the one from Omniverse. But even the one from Omniverse still has better features. It's absolutely ridiculous here. So I'm gonna put season one Vilgax, right? Because again, I had to do season one Vilgax. That is when he was at his best, when he was a stone cold menace against the comic version of Omni-Man. So without further ado, let's actually begin here. And in all honesty, the Invincible scaling is actually pretty simple. I don't know why people overhype this verse to like no end, but yeah, you can get Omni-Man to planetary, maybe even maybe star. Okay, I'm going to explain why the star level is just a maybe, because it's not really consistent within the verse. Again, when it comes to verses, you really have to be very consistent on the power levels here. Even with low showings with characters like Marvel and DC, yeah, they have their low showings, they have their weak moments. But again, they are more consistently on a higher level, especially when it comes to like S tiers like Thor, Scarlet Witch, and stuff like that. And for DC, you have Martian Manhunter and Superman for those levels and stuff. But again, Omni-Man should easily be able to scale to those planetary domains because he should be massively stronger than Dinosaurus, who bit the head off of Thrag and couldn't even affect Thrag himself. But Omni-Man was able to affect Thrag and actually cause a lot more damage to him in the final battle, or at least the final time that those two pretty much squared off here. Now, when it actually comes down to Omnipotence here, a lot of people put him at Universal. And again, they have some reasonable and justifiable answers with Omnipotence, excuse me, actually being able to destroy his own universe. But again, we know that he can destroy solar systems by causing chain reactions. So it's kind of like, well, did he destroy his universe by a chain reaction and just absorb the energy in an aftermath? So it's just like, um, do we like take that fully here or fully call them universal, or do we like question their like I guess you could say like the morality or the consistency of them being universal? Because how are you a universal being and you're dying to like stars? That's the like questionable part here. And keep in mind, they're not dying to an exploding star like a supernova or something like that, but yeah, you're dying to you and your opponent basically being inside of a star. But anyway, yeah, Omni-Man should be easily faster than light, as both his combat and travel speed would scale to beings like Space Racer, who is able to launch a gun that's able to destroy planets from afar. So again, that would be faster than light. And again, Omni-Man is over 1,000 years old and has pretty great combat skill, even above average Viltrumites. I don't know why that struggled to get out. But let's go with the season one menace, Vilgax. Now, Vilgax is easily, as you guys see here by this GIF here, yeah, he's casually able to ragdoll and straight up overpower 10-year-old Vilgax here. Sorry, not 10-year-old Vilgax, 10-year-old Diamond Head, excuse me. With a 10-year-old Diamond Head, obviously 10-year-old Ben here, and this is the same Ben that was able to seal away Malware. Yes, season 1 Vilgax would be above Malware because he straight up ragdolled Ben's aliens. Malware was nowhere near that level. And keep in mind that Malware at this time, upgraded, had enough power to destroy Galvin B, but yet Diamond Head was able to seal this dude like it was nothing. And keep in mind, Galvin B is roughly twice the size of our own moon, making it a planet in our own terms. Like, if it's twice the size of our moon, then this would actually be a planet here. And even then, moon level is still like small planetary. So, yeah, Diamond Head being above that would probably make him a solid planetary, like solid planetary. And Vilgax was just straight up ragdolling a dude that could easily dish out that kind of damage pretty easily here. Now, you also have Vilgax scaling above the likes of Kevin 11. Yes, I do think Vilgax scales above Season 1 Kevin 11 pretty easily here. And the reason why is because Vilgax straight up beat him to the point where he's not really what's the word I'm looking for? He's not really he stopped fighting him after a while. And again, he just looked at Kevin as like, oh, you got a lot of DNA in you of the Omnitrix here. And keep in mind, Vilgax's punches did a lot more damage to Kevin than what Kevin did to Vilgax. So, yeah, Vilgax should be the stronger of the two, but Kevin being the more versatile one here. Keep in mind, Vilgax is also incredibly durable, taking blasts from Heat Blast, which can easily reach, supernova temperatures and stuff. And again, if we really scale him above every alien in the Omnitrix, this would even include beings like Eye Guy, even Upchuck, who ate a literal supernova. So, yeah, you can easily get Vilgax to like solar system level at that. And obviously with his speed here, and I'll put a description for the feat I'm going to use here. He's able to easily react and even straight up dominate, accelerate in close quarters combat here. With that same accelerate being able, to react to faster than light capabilities. So yeah, Vilgax is him across the board here, and I think it's pretty simple for the reasons why. I mean, he's ragdolled Ben's aliens for years here. As for Hax's and abilities, he does have his little strength increase here, his little bulk up, where he's able to increase his physical might in order to actually contend and overpower the likes of Tetramans. And this would even include female Tetramans, which are actually much stronger than the males. But then again, you also have the argument for Ben's forearms being stronger than that, and I think it's pretty simple why. Because his Omnitrix turns him into a peak form of those aliens. Meaning a peak Tetraman, a male Tetraman, would be overpowering a female Tetraman like it's nothing. And keep in mind, all of Ben's aliens have been able to go toe-to-toe with Kevin, who is an amalgamation of all of their DNA, which means all of their strength, durability, and power is pretty much combined in Kevin. And keep in mind, Kevin, after getting coached by Ben, was able to realize how to use his powers to his fullest. Oh, and even weaker versions of Vilgax, like the one in Omniverse, which, is probably, I would definitely say is weaker than his Season 1 self, is still able to take attacks from Shock Squatch, and Cannon Bolt like they're nothing. So, yeah, let's talk about this. If Vilgax showed up in the Invincible verse and soloed the Guardians of the Globe, and he had to fight Omni-Man, how would that happen? Now, keep in mind, there are reasons why we're not using higher forms of Vilgax, like Champion or Conqueror Vilgax, as we, some of the fandom calls it, from Alien Force. Or I think the start of, was it the start of Alien Force? No, it was the start of, the start of Alien Force Season 2, I think. And, towards the end, that Vilgax was still able to ragdoll Humongosaur, Jet Ray, Big Chill, and Chromastone. Ben basically beat this dude because he had more experience with Diamond Head than any other alien. And keep in mind, Ben was actually thinking of using Way Big against Vilgax only. So again, Vilgax was just so much stronger than what he was before that he required Way Big. And keep in mind, I do think Vilgax might have been able to beat Way Big here. Now, I'm not really too sure about using Vilgax 11,000 as just kind of like a, standard base for Vilgax here. I mean, he straight up is an adaptable amalgamation or an adaptable mutation for Ben's aliens. He has the counters to pretty much every one of Ben's aliens in the Omnitrix, possibly minus Arch Iguana, because again, I don't think Animal really knew about all of Ben's aliens, just the ones that he fought. And even then, he was still giving Ben the work. And in all honesty, I might see the fight just playing out like this. The Diamond Head, the 1-2 combo, the Diamond Head combo, if you will. And the thing about the Invincible characters in general is that they don't have the best showings when it comes to fighting beings from outside of their own verse, if you will. Now, what's the reason why I say that? You see, when it comes to Invincible characters and putting them up against characters that you might think they're relative to, or characters that you may think that they have a chance against here, you have to look at how their verse functions, how it's fundamentally different with Viltrumites than if it was someone like Superman or Gladiator from Marvel. That these characters' durability really ain't all that. And again, one of the things really argued against the Invincible verse is their durability, and I think it's pretty understandable why. They just don't have it like that. And again, you might say, oh, well, Nolan still has the experience and speed over Vilgax here, and that's fine. He does have the speed. He is a lot older than Vilgax, but the thing about that is it still wouldn't matter. You know, Vilgax has reacted to Accelerate, who has multiple, and I mean multiple faster than light feats, as he's casually dodging lasers like they're nothing, casually speeding along and able to create hurricanes, casually reacting to, you know, magical attacks from Hex, which pretty much, I think the magical attacks will honestly scale to each other in their speed, and Hex actually uses light-based magic with his attacks. So what's to stop Vilgax from just overpowering and just ragdolling Omni-Man throughout the course of the fight here? Like, in all honesty, if Vilgax shows up and he's going to conquer the Invincible Earth, he's going to be able to do it because there's nothing that Omni-Man can do. And let's not act like Vilgax ain't no skilled fighter at all. I mean, yeah, in season 1, he's a bit of a brute, but we still see he still has that finesse to him. He has that smooth motion. I mean, just look how he does Accelerate. I mean, the sheer fact he caught, spun him around, and then just ragdolled him like that, that's some finesse. And again, that's finesse Omni-Man just doesn't have. And in all honesty, I kind of see it just playing out one or two ways here. He does catch Omni-Man's punch, breaks his arm, and just straight up folds him like he did Accelerate, and it might just be done in that. But even if you want to say Omni-Man somehow drags the fight out longer because of his super speed, then that's just prolonging the inevitable. Eventually, Vilgax is just going to win. He's going to overwhelm Omni-Man through his sheer strength, durability, and his better stats overall. Now, sure, again, Nolan has the speed advantage, but overall, Vilgax is cooking him. But that's all I gotta say for today, you guys. Please comment down below, like and subscribe and share it to friends. I don't know why I had so many tongue twisters in this video, but I apologize for that. But y'all have a blessed day. Peace.